There are few pitchers in baseball history who've touched greatness the way Clayton Kershaw has. For over a decade, his left arm was pure poetry, an arc of dominance etched into summer after summer in Los Angeles. 3 Cy Young Awards, a league MVP, a career ERA that seemed untouched by time. On paper, he was mythical. And yet, when the calendar flipped to October, something shifted. The same man who silenced lineups in July would suddenly unravel on the biggest stage. Grand slams, meltdowns. The crowd, once thunderous in adoration, fell silent in disbelief. How could the best pitcher of a generation become its most haunted? This is the story of a man who conquered the regular season, then spent years wrestling with the shadows of the postseason. The legend of Clayton Kershaw isn't just about dominance. It's about heartbreak, redemption, and the quiet dignity of never giving up. Clayton Edward Kershaw was born on March 19, 1988, in Dallas, Texas, a place where football reigned, but where one boy found salvation in the rhythm of a baseball hitting leather. His parents divorced when he was just 10. Raised by his mother, Mary Ann, a woman of fierce strength and quiet faith, Clayton learned early what it meant to carry the weight of responsibility. He wasn't big, he wasn't fast, but he had a left arm and a curveball that made people stop and stare. In the backyard with a battered mitt and a dirty baseball, he taught himself to paint corners. His hero wasn't some loud superstar. It was Sandy Koufax, the silent giant who let his arm do the talking. And at Highland Park High School, that arm began to whisper something undeniable. This kid was different. He struck out batters with ease, pitched no-hitters, led his team with a calm that felt years beyond his age. Off the field, he wasn't chasing fame. He was volunteering at church, spending time with family, and forming a bond with his childhood friend Matthew Stafford, the future NFL quarterback. 2 boys, 2 dreams, and 1 city that would watch both rise. But even in those early days, there was something solemn about Clayton, like he knew that greatness came with a cost. The turning point came in 2006. Clayton was already drawing scouts from all over the country, his name passed around like a secret too good to keep. At a regional high school playoff game, he did something that still echoes in baseball folklore. He struck out all 15 batters he faced in a 5-inning perfect game. One of those strikeouts came on a curveball so violent, so unfair, that the batter walked away, shaking his head before the ball even hit the glove. A Dodgers scout in the stands stood up and made a call before the final out. "We need this kid," he said. "Now." That same year, the Los Angeles Dodgers made Kershaw the 7th overall pick in the MLB draft. At just 18, he was already throwing a 94 miles per hour fastball with pinpoint control and a curveball that buckled knees and broke hearts. The minor leagues were no match. By 2008, he was in the show, the youngest player in the majors at the time. But age didn't matter. When he stood on the mound, wide shoulders, cold stare, calm breathing, it was clear this wasn't just talent, this was destiny. Then came May 25th, 2008, Dodger Stadium, his MLB debut. He threw a curveball so beautiful it drew gasps from the crowd and laughter from the announcers. That pitch, later nicknamed Public Enemy Number 1, wasn't just a strike, it was a signature. From that moment on, Kershaw wasn't chasing greatness anymore. He was wearing it. From 2011 to 2017, Clayton Kershaw didn't just dominate Major League Baseball, he owned it. He was a surgeon on the mound. Every pitch felt intentional, calculated, as if he could see the future one batter at a time. The fastball was alive. The slider, a later addition, cut through hitters like a whispering blade. And the curveball? It dropped off the table like gravity had a personal grudge. He led the league in ERA for 4 straight years, an achievement so rare it felt like fiction. In 2014, he posted a 1.77 ERA, went 21-3, and won both the Cy Young Award and National League MVP, an honor pitchers almost never receive in the modern era. But stats were only part of the story. There was a presence to Kershaw, a quiet, burning intensity. He wasn't loud. He didn't pump fists or bark at umpires. He just walked to the mound, stared in, and dismantled lineups with brutal elegance. Fans in LA planned their week around his starts. Kershaw Day wasn't just a game. It was an event. Children mimicked his windup in the backyard. Grown men watched in awe as he made future Hall of Famers look utterly helpless. And yet, behind all the awards and standing ovations, something darker lingered. October. Because no matter how dominant Kershaw was from April to September, when the postseason lights came on, when the pressure peaked, something always seemed to break. Not his arm, his armor. It began quietly, almost imperceptibly. A bad inning here, a late game collapse there. But over time, the narrative grew louder, more painful. 2013, National League Championship Series, Game 6. The Cardinals shelled Kershaw for 7 runs in 4 innings. It wasn't just a loss, it was a dismantling. 2014 Division Series against the same Cardinals. Twice, he held a lead. Twice, it vanished. In Game 1, he allowed 8 runs in a single inning. The ace, unhittable all year, looked human, shaken. Then came 2017, the World Series. The Dodgers were 2 wins from a title. Kershaw was supposed to be the stopper. The moment demanded a hero. He gave up 6 earned runs. The Astros would later be exposed for cheating, but at the time, all anyone saw was Kershaw walking off the mound, eyes lost in a storm no one else could see. By 2019, the failures felt cruel. In Game 5 of the NLDS against the Nationals, he was brought in as a reliever, trusted, again, to be the savior. 2 pitches later, the game was tied, and then lost. He sat alone in the dugout, shoulders slumped, hands clasped, staring into the distance as if searching for a version of himself that hadn't let it happen again. The whispers became jeers. Choker. Regular season king. Even fans in blue, his own, began to lose faith. But Kershaw never lashed out, never passed blame. He stood in front of microphones and owned every failure, every heartbreak, because that's who he was. Not a god, a man. A man who kept showing up even when it hurt. Then in 2020, something changed. It wasn't the most ordinary season, far from it. The world was in the grip of a pandemic. Ballparks were empty, the schedule was shortened, and yet beneath the silence, the Dodgers surged. Kershaw, now in his 30s, wasn't the overpowering phenom anymore. His velocity had dipped, his body ached in places that once felt invincible. But his mind? Sharper than ever. He adapted, he leaned into experience. He pitched with purpose. And when the Dodgers reached the World Series again, it felt different. Less hype, more hope. Game 1. Kershaw took the ball and delivered 6 strong innings against the Rays. 8 strikeouts, just 1 run. Vintage, but evolved. In Game 5, he came back and gutted out another win, holding the lead, quieting the ghosts. When Julio Urias struck out the final batter in Game 6 and the Dodgers were crowned champions, the dugout erupted, but one figure stood still for a moment longer. Clayton Kershaw. Not in tears, not jumping, just standing there, absorbing it, the noise, the release, the redemption. He finally had his ring, and more importantly, his peace. It didn't erase the past, but it rewrote the ending. Not as a punchline, not as a cautionary tale, but as a man who weathered it all and endured.